head coach and sporting director Bobby Smyrniotis. If you have any questions, put them in the site here.
Hey, Coach. Congrats again, of course, on the regular season trophy. It was mentioned a few times already. I don't know if KJ has mentioned it to you as well, but this is the first time this season, as far as I know, Forge hasn't scored at home. And Ottawa owns a head-to-head against Forge as well, only team in the league to do so. Does that play in your mind in the fact that you know it's a realistic possibility to get face this team again in the playoffs, and they could give you more problems?
Here's how the story goes. Forge wins today, everything is great. Forge loses, we forget that before the game, probably 40% of the mind of the players is about what's going on after than to what's going to happen in the game. So then these games go a certain way. 0-0, team plays well, you score, Forge scores, team plays better, you go down, exhale. It's not that important to us. And that's how the story goes in these types of games. It's why I'm not a fan of them in general. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. Today you have a team that needs this game, more than anything, and you have another team that doesn't. So that's the only thing that I take out of this game. Nothing else that's happened in it.
Makes sense. And overall, when you look on the season, only one game left. Do you feel like this was a title that was just fully well-deserved, that you were just easily the best team in the league this year?
Yeah, that's clear. There's no discussion about it. You look over 6 years, and Forge is the decider of who lifts trophies. I think that's pretty simple. Doesn't matter which way you look at it. This year, throughout the season, we've been excellent, consistent, done the business. That's why the league gives us a trophy, and we prepare, and we know this is a period where you go into things. And the one thing, if you look at the history of Forge, it's when you need to get things done, they're there. Sometimes when the fire's not on our back, we take it easy, and that's who we are. And that's why sometimes in the season you see us lose points to some of the teams who currently are at the bottom of the table. I think that's who we've been, not just this year, but over 6 years. But if you ask me if that's who we are this year, that's who we are. That's who we've been for 6 years, not just this year.
Hey, Coach Bobby, we were able to see Victor on the first half. What did you get from him on the first half? If he was okay, any injuries? And after that, you were able to come up with more different combinations.
Yeah, for us, Victor was a planned kind of minutes today at playing 45 minutes. So that's what was important for us with him on the pitch. Didn't get maybe the opportunities or things that we needed to do in the first half that we want that out of him, and it's nothing against him. I think it was a function of how we kind of played as a team, a little bit flat in what we were doing. But he's definitely a guy that we know is going to be important for us as we go forward in the games.
Coach, Alexandro is a very important player. He ended up getting a red card. Who's going to replace him in the next following games?
Yeah, in the next game, so he'll miss the next game. We'll have somebody that will step in there. That's always something that is done. We always talk about who's in, but there's also some quality players that were out today that will be back in the next game. So we've got an abundance of players that can step in and play a role and make sure that we do a good job.
Bobby, maybe you haven't decided yet, but what is your kind of approach to next week? Obviously, you said it's a big trip. You might want to rest some bodies for the playoffs, but is it a game where you want to go back and build up some momentum that maybe you didn't have today?
Yeah, have you ever traveled to Victoria and taken a flight back and seeing what that does to yourself? Forget about the players, to ourselves. Something we'll look at during the week because there's different balance that we want to see in what we're doing, and that's what we talked about in these two games. Seeing a certain balance of things with players' minutes, getting players a little bit fresher, getting players back into the lineup, resting some players. There's no direct formula because one can say you've got a few weeks to the playoffs and you need rhythm, then you go in and you're excellent. You could say that, if you play, keeps you sharp, but then you get into the playoffs and you're tired. It comes down to the mentality of the group. That's the most important thing, the mentality that you have as a club. that you're ready and you're prepared for the games that need 100%. And in 6 years, Ford shows that consistently.
Any last questions in the room? All right. Thanks, Bobby.
I heard the last one was much longer. I thought we were going to get a lot of questions in here. I was waiting for a while.